Good evening, everybody. It is time for Thursday Night Fights here on YouTube. We've got the stream going tomorrow from 3 to 5 Eastern Time, and that will be over on Twitch. We have a new schedule now for the streaming where I don't do the Tuesday, Wednesday, I do the Friday. That'll be coming up tomorrow in its new time slot, and we will also have the one next week. But the week after that, so 2 weeks from now, we will not have the stream. That is the week out of the month, basically the last Friday in every month. I will not be doing the streams on Friday. This is, of course, Thursday Night Fights, and go ahead and pay attention to this disclaimer before we get into the video. Down in the description below are the links to our Facebook group and Discord and the most recently available version of the game, which is Beta 5.2. That'll be linked down below. Also, there is a link to the GoFundMe that has been created on behalf of the lead dev, Goofy. As you've seen in the recent videos over the last month or so, Goofy's brother has fallen on some very hard times, medically speaking and financially speaking, with the medical bills. His insurance is only covering half of the rehab visits that he needs after he came out of the hospital with blood on his brain, which is extremely serious, and liver and kidney damage. Goofy has been helping take care of his brother in that time to get him well again. And as we've said in the videos, unfortunately, insurance is not in a great place in the States right now. So there's a link down below to the GoFundMe. Even if you only have about $5 to give, that is great. Please understand that any of the funds in the GoFundMe go directly to Goofy. They are not going to myself or anybody who helped create the GoFundMe. They are also not going to the project. They go to the human being that is the lead dev of the project. It doesn't make the project go any faster. It doesn't make it better or anything like that, because it has nothing to do with Redux, and it just has everything to do with human kindness. There is no ETA on Beta 6, so we're not going to talk about that. Those comments have gotten a little bit bad over the past 2 weeks or so, and that really needs to stop, because it is said very, very clearly at the beginning of all these videos, there is no ETA on Beta 6 yet. I have been privy to some of the discussions as to what has been holding up Beta 6. Not at liberty to discuss them publicly right now, but suffice to say, they are trying their damnedest to future-proof Beta 6 and betas going forward, such as 7 and anything else that it takes them before they get to a final release candidate. They're trying to make each beta upgrade from the previous one and into the final one as seamless as possible. There's some speed bumps there. There will be no mobile versions. However, potentially maybe in the far, far future, a APK or an Android file can be compiled, because it is a Unity project, and you're going to see major differences between what is on my screen and what you play, because I have Beta 6.04, which is a closed beta test. You have Beta 5.2. None of the closed betas that we've done in the last year and a half or so are unfortunately available for the public because of the bugs that they have. So let's go ahead and get into today's video. Now, I truly did not know what I was going to do for today's video until about 10 minutes ago, and I happened to be looking at the roster, and I did see a little hidden gem there. It's not something I ever would have thought of. I'm hoping it's not something you guys would ever have thought of. Otherwise, this would just be boring, lame content. But it's going to be a fun team. It's going to be a surprising team, but I think it's going to work. So I'm going to spin today's daily spinner. As you can see, the hot shot is on the spinner because of the spec ops that I am in. I did get the hot shot yesterday, so I'm good there. I don't need it. The 200 ISOs is okay on the spinner, but this is really, really good. 20 CP, 20 gold, a hot shot, 50,000 silver. Yeah, this is a very clear 5 out of 9 spinner over there. The Butcher's Blade is good, but I'm sure by now a lot of people would have this by the time they get to this particular Spec Ops. I'm going to hit Collect All from my allies, which will give me the resources of, you know, it's essentially the equivalent of going to all of your allies and clicking on the blue buildings. I'm not researching anything currently, and nobody is training at the moment other than Magic, so let's go ahead and get into it. So the first person that we are going to use today, believe it or not, is Luke Cage. Now, Luke Cage, we're going to go ahead and go over to the old Marvel Avengers Alliance wiki, and we are going to pull up the Pot Kettle Black How I ISO'd My Heroes blog. He has said that he would do 5 Forceful, 2 Steadies, and a Stalwart, so we're going to go ahead and do something close to that. We don't have Stalwarts available right yet, unless we are using gold. So we're going to skip that one, and we're going to go to the Forcefuls. And I'm actually going to take it down 1 notch to be a little bit cheaper. We'll basically get the same stats, to be honest. We want to go ahead and snag 2 Steadies. Masterful, there we go, 2 Steadies. And I'm going to fill him up from here. We know that Luke is a little bit of a stamina hog, so we want to play that final ISO by ear and see if we can't maybe get him a little bit more stamina. Alright, so health and stamina seem low. Attack, defense, and accuracy is good. So let me take a look at a lasting. No, lasting adds evasion. Let me take a look at a spry. Nope. Steadfast? Nope. Don't want evasion on him. Durable. Okay, so durable is pretty good. Ideally, you would want him at the 5-bar health. That's okay. So, Luke Cage is built pretty well right now, and his partner, not Iron Fist or Daredevil, we're not giving him the Defenders, we're going to give him Gambit. And not even a full Gambit at that. There's a reason for that, and we'll go ahead and take a look at it in just a bit. So we're going to go all the way back up to the top so we get the index. And we're going to find Gambit over here. Fragile, soft tapper, according to others. I see the potential for huge damage. Of course, I leveled them to 12. And then other people, you know, whatever. 4 steadies, 2 skillfuls, which we're not going to do, 2 oranges. So he's limited ISOs. And steadies seem to be the way to go. Droids, experts, mercurials. Actually, let's see. Alright, so steady's the purple, proficient is the orange. Let's go with the steadies at the beginning for now. Gambit is, of course, too low to get a really, really good kit. But, we'll make do with what he's got. And there is a reason for it. So, going over to PVAI, Luke is already in place along with Gambit. Tactical suit, scrapper, infiltrator, pretty varied. Laser sword, Coulson's Revenge, toolbox, custom possessed pistol. Laser sword is a store purchase, but I think it's also a drop. Toolbox is a Spec Ops weapon. Coulson's Revenge you can buy in the store. Expensive, but everybody's going to get this thing. And custom possessed pistol that you can farm. I have not tried these guys in practice. I don't know in theory how this will work. So, what I'm looking to do is build into Exposed and Pain. Gambit likes Pain. Luke Cage likes Pain also, except for him it's called Pain Train. I'm leveraging the Pain debuff between these two. This is something that was new to their kits after they got their refactors a little bit, Luke did not ever have pain in the beginning of his career. That buff was, or debuff was added later. So this is, of course, the 2016 code base, so it is part of what Luke Cage has. We have an infiltrator, so opening up with the toolbox is perhaps bad news. So I'm going to try to get a tactical turn off of Scarlet Witch and give her exposed. She dodges thanks to Reality Warp, so I can see how this one's going to go. And I'll go ahead and hit the enemy agent. I was going to go 1-1. Now only the agent has been debuffed. He counters with Fury. And unfortunately, the lovely Chaos Shield is out. So, yeah, fun times. We're going to have a repeat of that Immortal team that we had a couple of weeks ago. Exposed and Pain. Defense is reduced by 25%. Pain increases damage taken. And he exploits exposure. We have that available to us now. So he's supposed to do it as Kinetic Burst. Consumes all kinetic charges to deal extra damage. I'm just going to try a kind of naked one here. Since Agent Valentin is low and we know he has debuffs programmed to his kit because of the weapons that he has. So let's see what Gambit can do. Not bad. Not bad. Could be better. We don't want to hit the Bruiser with the Scrapper. So I'm going to go ahead and try to get a double stack on Invisible Woman. It lands, so she gets the combo setup in the Pain. And then the follow-up exploits the combo setup. Exposed, Pain Train. Gambit gets Force Caged. My agent is in a bit of a rough spot. Let's try to go ahead and do the 2 for 2 again. Oh, God. Man. And see, when we talk about bugs and everything, and you're like, why can't I have beta 6? It looks good. Believe me, it is. Still got stuff that is being worked on over here. As you can see, I did not get my tactical bonus. Luke Cage punches the enemy agent out. Good for a scrap on Bruiser. Hex Spheres is repelled by Gambit because he's in the Force Cage. Going after Invisible Woman again to keep that Scrapper bonus up. And stack the Pain Train. And he did not follow up. My agent is not long for this world. So oh my God. I don't know. I'm gonna try to bring that Scrapper bonus over to her. And I don't even get it. Lovely. Let's try to get... Ooh! Wow, Gambit made up for the lack of damage here all of a sudden. That is a very big hit for Gambit's level 1. So we are left alone with Scarlet Witch now. Oh, good lord. Oh boy. Let's try to get her and exposed. Shield is gone. We landed a hit. Luke Cage follows up and that lands, so doing okay. Of course, he does not have the big punch out available, but the pepper damage over here is finally getting to her. And the additional attack from the Coulson's passive gets it. Okay, we lost the agent, but Luke and Gambit kind of did what they were supposed to do. So the custom possessed pistol is here to hopefully get big damage when somebody has Pain Train stacked and Exposed stacked. You could say the Coulson's Revenge is there for that, but I'm kind of using it as a buff stick to get the extra attacks. I'm hoping custom possessed pistol puts somebody away in this video. Scrapper, Generalist, Tactician. Pretty good for us over here. No infiltrators, no bruisers. Doctor Strange and Agent Judy are very dangerous. Ghost Rider less so. I think I want to go for Doctor Strange to get him before he maybe starts healing people. A shield, that's okay, and that's not okay. Terrazing Boost isn't as broken as it was in the Beta 5 series. It doesn't heal for nearly as much in 6, it's more properly balanced, but it's still quite obnoxious. Everybody is exposed, which means Gambit is ready to start exploiting a debuff over here, but I think I do want to get him some kinetic charges first. That's where I'm hoping the Coulson's Revenge comes in. I was hoping it would pull him into extra attacks and get him a kinetic charge for free. But, god damn, did he just smack Doctor Strange in the face. Oh, it's the Cosmic Flame on these guys. And the Backwards Avengers. Slayer. That damage was actually really good. That was not that bad. Luke lost his turn trying to protect. No, he got it back. Okay. Let's try and go for the agent because he has a self-heal going on from the Fault Eater. I believe that's one of the weapons this guy has. Kinetic charge is looking pretty high. Let's do a custom possessed pistol, either for a kill or reduced defense. Big kill. Okay. My wish is now complete for this video. Custom possessed pistol had a big hit. Oh, this could be bad for Gambit, considering it's Scrapper Ghost Rider. Luke Cage jumps in there, protects Gambit. Awesome. Exposed is there. We do have some kinetic charges. Honestly weak. Disappointing. Maybe going with his level 1 would have been better. Face punch was okay. Not great. My agent's add-on attack was actually the best thing about that. Gambit adds an ace in the hole, so Pain and Exposed are there, and a kinetic charge. Ghost Rider takes out Luke Cage. And the custom possessed pistol gets a kill. Okay, so 2 kills for the custom possessed pistol. We are 2 and 2, 3 to go, and we have lost 1 person each time. Alright, we have the Blaster, we have the Bruiser, and we have the Scrapper, so let's try to double up for my agent. And we've got the Exposed, we've got the Tactical Benefit, so let's try the Custom Possessed Pistol. Not bad. He's out of there. Okay, good. So we've taken the Protector Agent out, which means we now can do what we want, but Luke needs to work around the Hulk. This is going to be a very interesting end part of this fight, as Gambit has to go for the Hulk and avoid Quicksilver, and Luke has to hit Quicksilver and avoid the Hulk. So this is going to be kind of fun. Luke adds an attack. The big 1 mile punch, not much to write home about. Let's make sure everybody's exposed. Exposed to Dizzy, perfect. Let's try to punch out Quicksilver, and oh, wow. That actually was really, really good for Luke. That is probably one of the biggest hits I've seen from his level 2. Hulk gets a triple stun. Luke now has to enrage Hulk. An add-on ace in the hole, good, so we stack pain. Refresh exposed. Additional brawl with wide open. Okay, more pain. And my agent says, leave my Luke Cage alone, and punches Hulk out. Wow. Interesting ending to that fight over there. 3-0, finally didn't lose somebody. We got 2 more to go. Nearly a similar agent. We have Hercules and Quicksilver. So, not the best for my team. 2 bruisers. The enemy agent protects. Okay, yeah, we're gonna have to do it. We're gonna have an enraged agent, but the pain will be worth it. No pun intended. Not bad. Not bad for a bruiser on Scrapper attack. Free kinetic charge. Awesome. Let's expose everybody. As long as there isn't an infiltrator, the toolbox is a really good first round attack for the enemy agent. I'll take a Pancreation Pummel over Column Down, so we made out like a bandit there. He's got a kinetic charge. We're ready for Exploit Exposure. Let's see what happens. Weak. Maybe in the next fight we can see if we can max Gambit out before we do that and see if it's been a little weak. The Scrapper goes for the Infiltrator. Yes, tag team is supposed to damage the entire team. The debuff goes out, but the damage does not. That's a bug. Custom possessed pistol on Quicksilver. Let's see if we get a kill from that. Oh, wow. Spicy. Another Pancreation Pummel. Gambit's turn to say, leave my Luke Cage boyfriend alone. Kinetic charge is only at 1, unfortunately, so it's not worth it. However, let's look at pain. Pain is not stacked. Interesting. Now it is. Gambit with the win. Gambit defeating Hercules was not on my bingo card for this particular match. Alright, we're on to the last one. Let's see if we can't get Gambit to full stacks, which may be tough with Ghost Rider around, but we'll try and go for Doctor Strange. 3 stacks. Oh, uh-oh. Archaeac charge maybe into the Phoenix Flare. This could be bad. This could be seriously bad. Okay. Fine. Not bad. We'll take it. AoE Toolbox. Doctor Strange is almost dead. Luke Cage will take care of that. We can't let him get his heal. Single damnation change on Luke Cage is fine. Doctor Strange goes down. Gambit has been doing an amazing job against the Doctor Stranges, so been really happy with that. Alright, Gambit should be at full charge. It's gonna suck we're expending it on a Scrapper, but that's okay. Custom pistol. Add-on from Luke Cage. Massive overkill. Pendant Stare on Gambit. And the follow-up. Good counter from Gambit, though. Let's stack some Pain Train. So Ghost Rider should be taking increased damage from the exposed, from the pain. Kinetic charges at full. Let's see what we get out of the Raging Cajun before Gambit actually dies from his dots. Oh, it's pathetic. Oh wow, that's awful. That was not worth it. That was not worth the price of admission at all. Terrible that we waited the entire match and video to see that, and it still absolutely sucked. Custom Possessed Pistol says, yeah, I got it. Get out of the way. Alright, folks, there is 5 for 5. Lost a couple people in the beginning, but you can see what we were going for there. Luke Cage and Gambit both trying to put out exposed and do increased damage off of it. The agent aiding with 2 pieces of gear that put out exposed, plus the custom possessed pistol increasing the damage the target takes tremendously if it doesn't actually get the kill. Everybody was pretty impressive. The only thing that was not impressive was Raging Cage, and that was terrible to attempt to build towards that and then watch it just fall on its face. I wouldn't have paid a penny to see that in the theater, but Beau Roulette was doing a really, really good job, and Ace of Spades was adding good pain for Luke Cage, and of course exposed that he could try to exploit later. Didn't really work. Not a particularly expensive team to build. Luke Cage is an early available character. Gambit will be available to recruit somewhere, I think, around chapter 6 or somewhere between 6 and 8, I forget. Which is good, because then it's not a spoiler. So, thanks for watching, everybody. I will see you on Twitch tomorrow, and if not, I will see you next week for Thursday Night Fights. If you have a PvP team idea, please leave it down in the comments below. See you guys.